You know what's crazy, man? When I first heard about the announcement about Bo Nickal versus Reinier de Ridder, I'm not gonna lie, my first reaction was, Bo is cooked. Like, generally, I mean, think about it. Bo's been looking fine, not terrible, but he's not exactly blowing the doors off either. He's been dominating, yeah, but against decent or even mediocre competition. And because of that crazy wrestling pedigree he has, a lot of people, myself included, wanted to see first round finishes, first round knockouts, just complete annihilation. And yeah, he's winning, but he's not delivering those moments that make you go, oh, this guy's different. Especially after that last one against Paul Craig. I was one of those people, man. I was pissed. I even made a whole video saying that Bo's probably gonna lose to De Ridder. I was like, he's too hesitant, he's not taking risks, he's not pushing the action, and at that time, it felt like the right take. But honestly, if MMA has taught us anything, it's that one rough performance doesn't always tell the full story. This can still be Bo's night, and I say that with a decent amount of respect because, to be real with you guys, I still don't know if Bo Nickal is him yet. He might be, he might not be. But historically, when guys have that kind of ridiculous wrestling foundation, they tend to adapt fast. They figure it out. And I think the Paul Craig fight might have lit a fire under him, man. I bet Bo has been in the gym non-stop since then, grinding, fixing the holes, getting sharp, because he heard all the chatter. He knows how people are frustrated. He knows that people are doubting him. And yeah, he talks a little cocky, but he should. He earned the right to be that confident based on his wrestling background alone. The problem is that he just hasn't showed it yet in MMA at the level of people were expecting. That's where the frustration comes from, right? It's not that we hate Bo, it's that we want to see his potential finally click. And honestly, we've seen this pattern before. Look at Paddy Pimblett for an example. Everybody roasted him after the Jared Gordon fight. Rightfully so too. It was a bad performance. It was close, it was ugly, it was sloppy, but fast forward a little bit and you can see the improvement. Yeah, maybe he's fighting guys that are on losing streak, whatever, but he's dominating now. He's getting better, he's progressing. Bo can probably follow the same path. Now, I'm not saying that Bo Nickal is definitely going to beat De Ridder. I'm not saying that, but I am saying he has to. He needs to win this. Period. He cannot afford to lose right now. Not with the momentum he's got. Yeah, sure, he could bounce back later if he loses, but it won't be the same. The shine, the hype, the undefeated mystique, that would all take a massive hit. And right now, Bo still has believers. He still has that what if factor around him. A loss here and all of that kind of disappears fast, you know? And it's not crazy to think that he can actually pull this off. I mean, De Ridder is good, no doubt about it, but this is a winnable fight if Bo makes the right adjustments. He's got the tools, it's all about how he puts it all together when it counts. And here's the thing, man, people need to remember, Bo's not just fighting some random guy here, he's fighting Reinier de Ridder, a former double champ from one championship. This is a guy who's been around, who's got real experience, who's been in deep waters, who fought legit killers overseas. This isn't some can they just put off the street. De Ridder is a real fighter, he's been through the wars. Now, yeah, I get it. I get why people clown him. I know what it looks like when you watch this guy fight, right? It's easy to sit back and go, damn, this guy fights like a knockoff Dricus du Plessis. Like, his striking's all weird, he's herky-jerky, he throws some ugly-ass punches that look like he's trying to swat a beat. Even his grappling sometimes looks weird, like he's falling into submissions instead of setting them up. Now, if you're gonna ask me who's gonna have the advantage in this fight, especially on the feet, honestly, I have to lean towards De Ridder. And look, man, I know that sounds a little bit wild at first because his striking is, let's just call it what it is, ugly. It's awkward, it's clunky, his form isn't clean at all. He's literally looking like if Dricus du Plessis had a twin brother who just didn't care about technique even half as much, you know? But man, it works. It's that classic ugly but effective style. He's not trying to win a Muay Thai title out there, he's trying to throw you off rhythm, close the distance, and either crack you with something ugly or drag you into his world on the mat. And when you look at Bo Nickal, yeah, he's a freak athlete, he's got good movement, he's explosive, but he's still super raw on the feet. You can tell that he's not fully comfortable with the striking yet. He's thinking a lot out there, his reactions aren't automatic like they are when he's wrestling, and that's the thing, man. At least De Ridder knows that he's not some polished striker. He embraces that chaos. Bo still kind of looks like he's trying to figure out who he is on the feet, and that's dangerous when you find someone who's just willing to make it ugly and doesn't care how it looks. Now, with all that being said, let's be fair here and talk about what Bo Nickal can actually do in the stand-up, because it's not like he's just hopeless out there. There's a couple things we've seen from Bo already that can actually be really effective in this fight if he leans into them. First of all, Bo's got a pretty decent distance management for a guy this early in his MMA career. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but you can still tell he's got that wrestler sense of range, that feel for when someone's about to close a gap or overextend. He's not just standing there like a deer in headlights when people blitz him. He's usually circling, resetting, trying to find his range. And that's huge when you're fighting a guy like de Ridder who's going to come in wild and ugly. The other thing is Bo's left hand. And I know nobody's really talking about it yet, but go back and watch a couple of those fights. There's actually a little pop on that straight left when he actually throws it. It's not super fluent yet, but when he commits to it, it's sharp, it's fast, and if de Ridder can come in sloppy and overcommit, Bo could absolutely crack him clean with a left hand down the pipe. And don't forget Bo's feints. This is something a lot of pure wrestlers struggle with when they transition to MMA, but Bo actually showed some pretty solid instincts when it came to the feinting and level changing. He fakes the shots, gets guys to bite, and then he sneaks in a quick strike. And honestly, man, against de Ridder, that's such a huge advantage for Bo, because de Ridder is super hittable. He tends to leave his chin up when he throws it, and he's pretty sloppy defensively. He's trying to force clinches or grappling exchanges. Bo can absolutely take advantage of that and use his speed and sharp striking to catch him clean. And that's the thing, Bo doesn't even need to knock him out cold. Even just rocking de Ridder once could open the door for Bo to swarm him or drag him into takedowns where he has the massive edge. De Ridder is hittable, and that could actually make it easier for Bo to get that kind of fight that he wants, because he'll have more opportunities to either crack him on the feet or to get to his wrestling. Now, when it comes to the grappling, man, this is where it gets really interesting, because both of these guys have serious pedigrees, just in complete different ways. You got Bo Nickal, who's obviously one of the best collegiate wrestlers we have ever seen that transition to MMA, like legit 3-time NCAA Division I national champion, U23 world champion in freestyle, absolute freak athlete. Now, if Bo can get in your hips, 99% of dudes are getting dumped on their head. That's just the reality. Then on the other side, you got Reinier de Ridder, a legit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who's slick, aggressive, and dangerous everywhere. He's not just some position over submission guy either. Nah, if he gets a stiff on your neck, an arm on your back, anything, he's jumping on it. You slip for 1 second and you're tapping. Now, on paper, yeah, Bo should be able to get the takedown. De Ridder is long and a little upright, not exactly built like a brick wall, down low. His hips aren't Habib or Islam where they're impossible to take down. If Bo can take his shots right and chain his attacks together, stay patient, he can absolutely plant de Ridder on the mat and rack up control time. But the key is he's got to be tight with it. No overreaching, no getting lazy, no exposing his neck during shots. Because here's the thing, and it's got to be said, Bo Nickal has struggled to take down guys like Cody Brundage. Like, that's real. He eventually got him down, but there were moments where you could see how raw he still is. And yeah, to be fair, Bo is still super inexperienced in MMA. He's still figuring it out. He's new, he's adapting to a different stance, the striking setups, the cage work, all the little things that pure wrestlers doesn't teach you. But the point is, if you're struggling to cleanly take down a guy like Cody Brundage, someone like de Ridder who's bigger, more dangerous off his back, and actually wants to engage in the grappling, that's not a simple puzzle to solve. And listen, man, another thing to think about, man, is what if Bo doesn't even try to wrestle de Ridder right away? Like, what if he's a little hesitant because of the BJJ threat? I mean, we saw it with Paul Craig. Bo was clearly cautious about shooting in, and let's be real, Paul Craig's been tapped out and beaten up plenty of times at this point of his career. De Ridder's a different level when it comes to pure grappling. So yeah, that's something to keep an eye on, because if Bo hesitates to wrestle, it could totally change the dynamic of this fight. And if I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, early on, I do favor Bo. Fresh, explosive, heavy top pressure Bo. That's going to be tough for de Ridder to deal with, but if Bo comes out and he's either hesitant to wrestle or we're still grappling 8 to 9 to 10 minutes into this fight and Bo's breathing heavy, man, that's where de Ridder could snatch something and completely flip the script. And you got to remember, Bo's never really had to fight through deep water against something against somebody who's actively hunting for submissions off his back. It's a different type of fight. It's exhausting. It's mentally draining. So if Bo's not sticking to his strengths early on, or if he starts slowing down, De Ridder can absolutely make this a real sketchy fight for him. And that's why I gotta lean De Ridder here, man. I'm expecting it to be competitive. I think both guys are gonna have their moments, but if I had to make a safe pick, I'd go with De Ridder. Even though I wouldn't bet on this fight, there's just too many wild ways it can go. And honestly, it wouldn't shock me if either guy ends up flipping the script. And at the end of the day, man, I'm just picking De Ridder. I just think his experience is going to be the difference and helps him find the win in this fight. But that doesn't mean that Bo gets fraud checked or anything like that. If he loses, he's still early in his career. He's still developing. And honestly, even getting in there with a guy like De Ridder at this point is a huge step. So yeah, I'm leaning De Ridder. But either way, I think Bo's still going to be a problem moving forward.